Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Fortnite tips and tricks video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the week 8 challenges and basically giving a full guide on how to complete every single challenge that is out in these week 8 challenges. Now there's multiple reasons why you may want to be completing these challenges. Maybe you want to complete these challenges for the fact that you need to get the level 100 on your battle pass for the Omega. Maybe you want to get the Blockbuster. Maybe you want to just get the XP from them or something like that to get the level ups for the Omega. There's a bunch of different reasons why people want to complete these challenges, but I'll be covering all in today's video. If you guys could smack a like in this video, I'd really appreciate that. Let's go for 805 likes. That'd be absolutely amazing. And let's get right into it. So the first thing about this week is that there are no more hidden Blockbuster stars. Those basically ended after week 7 and were intended to lead up to the Blockbuster's release, of course, at the end of week 7. So there is no hidden Blockbuster star for completing these challenges, but this will still be a full guide on all of them. So let's get started. The first one is to deal headshot damage to opponents. Now, to deal 250 headshot damage to opponents, what you're going to have to do is, there's multiple ways to do it. Now, this might be an easy challenge if you're a more experienced player, of course. You should be aiming for the head with shotguns anyway, so land tilted towers, go close range, and you'll get this challenge done pretty fast. But for more beginner players or players who struggle completing this, the best way to complete this challenge would be 100% to play in a squad or in a duo match with a couple of your friends, and when you knock down enemies, basically, and the enemies are crawling on the floor, shoot them in the head there, and that will give you the, anywhere from 0 to 100 headshot damage, and that will be the easiest way to complete that, because this damage does still count when enemies are knocked down. And that's what I would say in terms of if you're struggling with this one and need an easy way to complete it, that's what you would have to do. Next challenge is to search 7 chests in Salty Springs. Now these are the usual weekly challenges, and sometimes these are absolutely crazy like they were last week at Risky Reels. Sometimes it's a little more relaxed. I think Salty Springs might be a little more relaxed than Risky Reels was last week because of all the hype surrounding the Blockbuster. But I'll show you guys a map up on the screen, and these are all of the possible chest spawns in a Salty Springs. Now you gotta remember that not every single chest spawns every single game, but most of these will spawn in most games, right? So as you guys can see from this map, the one building that contains 4 is probably the place where you're going to want to go. And the reason why that building contains 4 chests is not because it's a super sized building or anything like that, but because it contains that hidden villain lair or hero base or whatever it's called in the basement. Now a lot of more casual players, a lot of YouTube watchers, Reddit, Twitter browsers, they're going to know about this area. But a lot of more casual players who are trying to still complete this challenge to get their level 100, they won't know about this area. And that's why by doing this can definitely be the 100% the easiest way to go. You definitely want to land there on the roof of that house, get the possible chest in the roof, move your way over to the garage, get a possible one there, and then head down into the basement, because hidden underneath the stairs, there's a hidden basement there. You just go underneath the stairs on the bottom floor, break the ground, or there's actually a hole you can sneak through as well, and you'll be able to get your chest done. This might take multiple games. It's all good. You just have to search 7 chests, and I think that's the easiest house to do it by. Next challenge is going to be to search 7 chests in a single match. Now this one is similar to one we had I think 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, which was to search 7 ammo boxes in a single match. Now this one is a little bit harder because it is with chests, and definitely what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to land on the outskirts of the map and work your way in, basically playing a slow pace game, farming all of the possible chests. Now what I recommend to do here is I recommend 2 different areas, and the way you should pick which of these 2 areas to go to is go to the one that is furthest from the battle bus, because the longer you have to stretch and longer after you stretch the landing, the less people will go there, and of course the less people that go there, the more chests to yourself. So the first location I will show you guys is basically the Moisty Mire and the prison area, and I'll show you a map up on the screen. There's a bunch of possible chest locations, probably around 20 or so here. So if you land here as you're flying in, if it's a stretch, make sure you look around when you're flying in, and look around and make sure you take out people early so you get all the chests yourself. These are all the chest locations. You should be able to, just by cycling through here, of course start at the movie set, work your way up into the marsh area, and then over to the prison. That should be plenty enough to get 7 done in one game. However, if that one is too close to the battle bus route and you want one that's more of a stretch, another one that's great is the factories as well as the factories beside Flesh Factory. So the Flesh Factory and the factories beside it, you can land at either of them depending on where other people are landing. Of course, you want to land furthest away from where the other people are so you get more chests to yourself. This isn't about kills, this is just about getting any more chests to yourself. And those are two locations I would 100% recommend going. Land on the outskirts, work your way in, focus just on getting chests, and go to the area that you're familiar with. If you're not familiar with Moisty Mire at all, either study the diagram I put on the screen or just head over to the factories, or there's plenty of different areas you can do this in as well. Junk Junction and Haunted Hills work very well, but these are the main 3 or 4 areas I would stick to for that challenge and completing that the fastest. The next challenge is going to be to search 7 hungry gnomes. Now, I found 7, which are pretty central locations. I have a map up on the screen, which I'll show you guys right now, and I'll describe for you guys where each of these hungry gnomes is going to be located. Now, these gnomes look exactly like the gnomes we had last season, and they make noises when you are around them, so it's not too difficult to find. These ones say things like yum yum and stuff like that because, of course, they are hungry gnomes, and that's why you'll notice based off these locations that they're around food sort of places. So I'll show the map up on the screen right now. One in Pleasant Park is going to be in the corner in the gas station there on the right side of Pleasant Park. I put these X's as close to the exact locations as you can get. The stadium in the taco shop right outside the stadium, that's where one is going to be located. Tilted Towers right in the Gnomes Market, right in the middle of Tilted Towers. You'll find that one right in the alleyway middle sort of area of Tilted. You'll find one in the Burger Shack at Greasy Grove. Then you'll find one in Salty Springs in the gas station as well. You'll find the one in Retail Row in the big grocery store in the corner of it facing the wall. And then, of course, you'll find the last one in Tomato Town right in the pizza shop. Now, there might be other locations where you can find these. I'm just giving you guys 7 pretty central ones. As you guys can see on the map, these are all located very, very close to each other, and you should be able to get this done in just a couple of games to search for those 7 hungry gnomes. Pretty self-explanatory, pretty simple. That's you can go ahead and do that. For the next challenge, it's going to be to search between a bear, crater, and a refrigerator shipment. Now, I'll show a map up on the screen. This is located just south of Retail Row. There's this patch of dirt in between all 3 of those things. You go there and the battle star will show up on this exact location where I'll show the picture up on the screen. The reason why is because I took this picture before they came out, because of course I make the videos early and get the challenge videos ready, but that is where you can find that exact location for those and get yourself the free battle star for this week. There is no hidden battle star, but there is your traditional weekly battle star, which you can find right there. Next challenge is to get 3 suppressed weapon eliminations. The easiest way to do this most likely is to use either the suppressed SMG as far as like down an enemy and then finish them off with that, or to use yourself the silenced pistol, which can be very good as well. If you find yourself a gold or a purple silenced pistol early game, you can get the kills with that. If you're having trouble completing this challenge, of course, simply go into squads with your friends or duos, make enemies knocked, and then this one isn't to do with damage, but it is to do with elimination. So if enemies are knocked down, you simply have to finish them off with that silenced gun, and it'll count as an elimination. You have to do it 3 times. Shouldn't be too difficult to do in those game modes. Last challenge, which they classify as hard as well, is to eliminate 3 opponents in Pleasant Park. This one isn't too difficult. To be honest, Pleasant Park is absolutely popping right now because of everyone trying to complete the challenges. So if you get on now, you'll be able to go to Pleasant. Definitely land in one of the houses on the roofs. Usually those will have in the attic area, you'll be able to hear a chest, get a chest, and be able to pick people off from the roof or pick people off who are landing late. Shouldn't be too hard to complete that one. And of course, that is all for the week 8 challenges. Once again, no hidden battle star, but still a lot of motivation and reasons to complete these challenges. And that's what I give you guys for all of these guides on how to complete them. I'll let you guys watch the end of this gameplay as we get a nice little win here. And I pick a few people off in some squads, some squads wins I've showed in this gameplay here. One's from a couple like weeks ago maybe, but some gameplays I hadn't used yet on the channel. Leave you guys with the rest of this victory royale. And that's about it, guys. If you guys could smack a like on this video, I'd really appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Thank you guys so much for 300,000 subscribers. And that's about it, guys. Have a great night, and I'm out. Peace.